Good morning, guys. Welcome to Fishful Thinker. I'm Chad LaChance. We are just getting started on Wilson Reservoir here in central Kansas. We are going bass fishing. We put the Big Bad Ranger boat in the lake. We got 9,000 acres of water to fish. It's second week of May. Water temperature around 70 degrees. We're thinking post-spawn. Big wind they're calling for in Kansas today. So that's going to work out hopefully okay for us because the water's crystal clear. We figured that out right off the bat. So the truck's just right around the corner right here. We idled back in here where the wind wasn't blowing. We're going to see what happens. But stay tuned, guys. This is going to be a really fun show. We got all the bass tackle in the boat and we are going to get after them. Some old school bass fishing today. Crystal clear water in central Kansas. Should be fun, guys.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. Peterson Toyota, Fort Collins, Colorado. St. Croix Rods, best rods on earth. Berkeley, catch more fish. Abu Garcia, for life. Otterbox, the great outdoors just got greater with coolers, dry duffels, and tumblers.
Ooh, that bass right there just came up and grabbed a fish. See him? Okay. That's actually like a, did you see him? He's right there. There's a whole school of them. They're like 2.5 pounders. Look at all his bluegills. Got that one. All right, there we go. Guys, I want to point out that once again here on Fishful Thinker, you guys always laugh. But the truck is maybe, my Tundra is maybe 100 yards from the boat. We're on a 9,000 acre lake, haven't been here in 7 years. And when we were here for a grand total of about 4 hours. And I have got a Berkeley bullet pop planted in the face of a real nice largemouth right off the bat. And guys, I want to point out also, this water is crystal clear, and I looked down and saw a big school of bluegills moving around. And we're gonna be careful with him because that's a nice one, and he choked that popper. Come here, buddy, and I got him on the tongue, which is not my favorite place to hook one, and golly, we got one right off the bat. How about that, guys? You can see he's all beat up post-spawn right here, second week of May. Water temperature 70 degrees. And look how clear. Look when I hold this fish in the water, guys. Look how clear the water is. You can see that. And so a couple things about that. Oh man, that was nice, guys. And here's the little brand new bullet pop. You guys have seen that on Fishful Thinker a couple different times. That's the size 60. That's the little tiny one, which is why I'm throwing it on spinning rods. The reason I've got the little tiny one is because this water is crystal clear, so I don't need a big giant profile. You also notice it's a bit of a translucent color. You can see through it. Small profile, little pops. The bluegills we're seeing are like this big. That's like my 5th throw with it or something, guys. I just started throwing it and literally the truck is right back here. So we're in a little cove. Gonna get after them using fundamental post-spawn stuff today. And I think right off the bat, we're on the board. I'll take it all day long.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Peterson Toyota, Fort Collins, Colorado. Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Evinrude, spend more time on the water.
One of the few things we always go try to get when we're going someplace we haven't been or haven't been in a long time is water level reports. How high is the water? Is it rising? Is it falling? When did it start doing it? In this particular case, this water's been rising for a while. Typical with Fishful Thinker, we don't do a tremendous amount of research or anything else, we just go fishing. So if there's smallmouth in here and we're looking at 70 degree water, right at 70 degrees, well, those fish are for sure post-spawn. So they could be, who knows, they could be just about anywhere. Got that one. All right, guys, there we go. I just said I like that shade line, and that's a big old brown one right there, guys. That's the smallmouth we're talking about, and that's a nice one, and he just wrecked that bullet pop. Look at the size of that smallmouth, guys. That's a big old smallie. And hopefully he's gonna stay on there. I've got a spot locked down. And geez, zooks, guys, we're talking about the mixed species here at Wilson Lake. That's probably a That's probably pushing a 4-pound smallmouth, guys. That's a big smallie, maybe not that big. That water's clear. We're gonna go easy on. Look at that popper's gone too. He choked that bullet pop, guys, in the bluegill color. Oh no, it's under his chin, there we go. All right, so just in the interest of being graceful here with him, we're gonna go ahead and net that guy, I think, because I don't wanna lose him. That's a nice smallmouth. Come on over here, buddy. Come on over here in my big net. That's a nice one, guys. That's a beautiful smallmouth bass. Look at that. That's why you come out to lakes you've never been to just to check out fish. He's post-spawn probably as well, just based on temperature. His fins are chewed up. That's a solid 3+ pounder for sure. And he ate the bullet pop. There's a little bluegill colored bullet pop. And he splattered that bait, dude. It hit the surface and he splattered that thing. So we'll get him put back. We're not keeping fish. I throw jerk baits and poppers on the same spinning rod setup. I've got a Revo STX, 15-pound Trilene X9 braid on here. The brand new X9 braid, it's a 9-carrier braid. It's a single carrier up the middle with 8 strands around it. And it's got a 10-pound Trilene 100% fluorocarbon leader tied to the tip of it that's about 2 feet long. And it's just a real accurate combo, although today may not be the best day to showcase that given the wind. It's very, very precise. I can work a bait very precise and I can just let the rod hang in my hand. I don't have to hang on to it. There's no stretch in the line to speak of, and I have the drag nice and soft so that if a fish pulls, he's not gonna surge and break something. Right there. Oh man, come out from underneath there. That's got table rock all over it. I have memories of Table Rock Lake. Little rock shelves like that and spotted bass and smallmouth coming out from underneath those and eating poppers. Just like that. And he ain't much, but he played how I wanted him to play. That's a little smallie back in there. That's hilarious, heavy on the small. Yeah, they're ambitious little dudes.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by LaChance. Find, navigate, dominate. Abu Garcia for life. St. Croix Rods. Best rods on earth.
A key thing too is because we don't know the lake, every time I get done fishing one of these little pockets, I nose all the way in here and learn everything I can about it looking at it. So then an hour from now, I may come back through here after we've rested them and sneak back in here and say, oh, well, there was a sweet spot back in here that I didn't know about because I haven't been to this lake before. Local knowledge is fantastic if you have it, but I don't have any of it most of the time. So usually I'm learning the lake at the same time you're watching the show. And how I'm finding these and knowing where there's vegetation in the back without knowing anything about a 9,000 acre lake is I've got the shading set up on the LaChance unit so that it gives me colors at various contours. And anywhere the way my map's set up, anywhere that's got dark red on it, it's gonna be a shallow flat pocket. And so far, all of them we visited look just like this one, basically. Where's the minnow? Be real quiet. He's gonna get it. Got him. There we go. Oh, and he pulled off. Yikes. Should have put more hooks on him. Guys, there's more of them. Look down right here, guys. If you look down, you can see all this grass right here and all these, or this terrestrial vegetation. There's fish cruising all through it, and almost every one of them I see, if I put this thing down in front of them, they get a hold of it, but it's really, they're just finicky. They're just being finicky. They're post-spawn, they're finicky. They're cruising around a small area, and that fish was really close range, and so I didn't quite set him as hard as I should have. And the funny thing is they're gravitating to the boat. A lot of them are moving under the boat once we see them. Okay, you guys can see all that flooded terrestrial vegetation that the water inundated, and what we've come up against is this water's real clear, and since very first thing this morning, we're seeing fish cruising through here. And I've been pitching to them, and a lot of them are turning on the bait, but I was really having a hard time telling if they picked the bait up or they didn't pick the bait up. If it was tight lining him, I couldn't get him to bite. And so I put a gulp minnow on. You guys are gonna laugh, but that's a Texas rigged 4-inch gulp minnow. And the reason being is I can see it. It's very bright color, it's the fire tiger color. I can see it, so when I pitch, I know where my relation is to the grass lines and the fish. When they swim over, it's got gulp, so they grab it, and it gives me a chance to be very confident that, yeah, he picked it up and swam off with it. And with it being a piece of gulp, they just grab it and swim away with it. I threw a rocket craw, I threw a pit boss, a powerbait pit boss, and some of them nipped at it, but they weren't being as aggressive. These are post spawners, and they're very, very finicky. And so get this going, and pow, sure enough. So we're gonna see if we can spot some others in this grass. The key is just sit real still. We pulled in here, put the power poles down, sit real still, and just watch for cruising fish, and see if we can pick off another one. We've seen a few of them. Got him. There we go, first throw. There we go. All right, look, check this fish out, guys. Look how clear that water is. We've been seeing them cruising this grass edge out here, and I was having a hard time to see. You'd see them turn on a bait, but you couldn't tell if they picked it up or not, and pretty sure that one picked it up. Oh, very good, very nice fish. Come here. Perfect hook set right in the top of the snout. And I'm gonna show you something, guys. I Texas rigged a 4-inch real bright colored gulp minnow on a 3/16-ounce tungsten sinker. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to be able to see the bait. I was having a hard time seeing if my bait was on the edge. Fish are cruising the edge. And that, guys, is a pretty one. Beautiful, that's a beautiful fish, guys. So we'll get that put back, and slowly but surely we're getting them put together here. What a gorgeous fish that is, though. Holy schmoly, one more quick look for the camera.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. Otterbox, the great outdoors just got greater with coolers, dry duffels, and tumblers. St. Croix Rods, best rods on earth.
Oh, is that a coot? Oh, he just got chased out. Here he comes, right here. See him? He just chased my bait out. There he goes. We'll see where he goes. Oh, he turned right down on it. He wants it. He's trying to figure out where it went. He's gonna get it out in the open. Oh, look at him, look. He's interested. Okay, so we know this one. You put the bright colored minnow on him. We've already played this game. As soon as you see one, chase him out. You put this thing down there. Yep. He's on it. He turned right on it. Can't see if he got it. He got it. Got him. There you go. That's why you throw the colored minnow on him, guys. It's funny. He was looking for it. Oh, there's one chasing him too. Yeah, get some, buddy. Yeah, oh, but we're gonna swing him on up in here. That's a nice looking fish, guys. And look at that. Oh, it's a peeing male too. Look at that. Oh no, it's not either. I thought he was. There's another perfect one, guys. You know, he's not a monster. That's our smallest fish of the day so far. But the classic, I want to put him back real quick here. And we'll be nice, because we love these guys. A big smooch for you, baby. Look how clear the water is. Here, buddy. So real quick, when we lock the boat down, I pitched the creature hog underneath there, way back underneath there. Nothing bit. I reeled it up and reeled it out of there real quick to pitch it again, and a fish came charging out from underneath the mat, chasing it. Well, I figured out they really will eat this gulp minnow better than anything else, and I can see when they pick it up. So all I did was set that rod down real quick, pick this rod up, throw it back. The fish that chased it out didn't get it, but another one spun around and got it. So it gives me a chance to see the bait. It's made out of gulp, so they're gonna hold it. And at this point, it's paying the bills. And you guys laugh all you want about me and my gulp minnow. It's catching them now in a spot that nobody would be throwing gulp minnows. On a Texas rig on 50-pound braid. It's power finesse, let's call it that, and it's paying the bills. I know everyone in the crowd that's a hardcore basser is going, why you don't have the big flipping stick out? And because we can't get bit doing it, guys. We've tried it a bunch, and they are just for whatever reason not back in this stuff. Tried 4 or 5 different baits, but they aren't getting back in it. They're all sitting out here in front of it. Got him, come out of there, come out of there, come out of there. Oh, he's back in it. Oh, come out of there, all right. Now, guys, that's yeah, that'll work, guys. Look at that one following him out too. That was right in the edge. I gotta give credit to the camera guy. He looked over there and saw that one. I just finished saying we weren't seeing him. And that's a nice one, guys. And he is barely hooked. Oh no. Stay on, fish. Stay on, fish. Be lazy, be lazy. Got him. Oh. Oh my gosh, guys. And look at this. There it is. We've been joking about this all day, guys. I want to point out that's a 4-inch gulp minnow on a 3/16 ounce tungsten weight on a 4/0 Fusion 19 flipping hook. And it's obviously tore up and not on there. I had it Texas rigged. And guys, there you go. That's a pretty one right there. What a day. We have had a fun morning here on Wilson Reservoir, guys. I am not kidding you. That's been a fun morning. All right, we're gonna get that one put back. That's a solid, that fish is pushing 4 pounds right there. Let me give you guys a look. I'm gonna kiss that one for good luck. Oh, here you go. Watch how clear this water is, guys. Watch how clear. And that's the best part of fishing, in my opinion, right there. I smell like fish. Guys, we have had a blast today on Wilson Reservoir. We have dealt with the wind. We knew we were gonna have it. It was already blowing 15 when we put the boat in the water at daylight this morning. Now it's about noon. That means it's time to eat. And so with that, we hope you'll join us in this next segment. We'll show you some of our favorite ways to cook fish that we love to catch. Today's recipe is one that you want to do with some of your best pieces of fish. You know, we're real big on doing recipes that you can do with any kind of fish you might happen to have. This is for your fresh walleyes or your fresh white bass or really good trout, something like that. It's a very, very, very simple recipe, which is why the fish needs to be really good. So basically all we're gonna do is grill off a piece of fresh cod that I happen to have that I caught in Alaska. We're gonna grill that off, but we're gonna serve it with a really tasty beurre blanc, which is a French wine and butter sauce. We're gonna make some of that right here on the sides. It's gonna start off with just a little tiny bit of olive oil in this pan. We're gonna need a little bit of minced shallots, and we'll put these in that skillet right here. We're gonna let them go just for a couple of minutes, and we're gonna add a pretty good dose of white wine in there, maybe a half a cup of white wine. We'll let that spatter down a little bit there. And then we're also gonna add just a touch of white wine vinegar. Then we're gonna add some lemon juice, and we're gonna add some lemon zest. We'll add just a little bit of white pepper to it. The last ingredient I'm gonna put in here before this finishes reducing down is a little bit of cypress lemon salt. I'm gonna throw a couple of capers in here. We want that reduced down till it's almost a syrup. While it's reducing, we'll cook the fish. Now this is some cod that I caught up in Alaska. I'm gonna put a little bit of canola oil on here, and we want to cover both sides of it with just a little bit of canola oil. A little bit of salt on both sides and a little bit of pepper. We're going to cook them on the skin, what would have been the skin side down, even though they don't have any skin on them. And my grill's plenty hot at this point. You can see that the grill's very hot. And we're going to take these guys and put them right down on here. We'll leave that open and just let those cook. They'll cook real quick. All right, guys, at this point, I believe that fish is ready to turn. The biggest thing with grilling fish is you need to make sure your grill grates are well oiled and that they're hot enough. Perfect. We'll just let those go for just a couple of minutes and they'll finish up right away. I turned all the heat off on the beurre blanc at this point. That is turned down now where there's no more heat going on there. Now it's time for the tricky part. All right, so first of all, you see this cooked down to next to nothing. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of cream to it, and then I'm gonna start adding butter, and this butter is cold. And the reason that I'm gonna start adding a little bit at a time is we want the butter to melt in, but we don't want this to come totally apart. And then as the butter starts to melt, we'll just keep adding more cold butter in there and more cold butter until all of it is in there. then it melts down. And I need a little bit of heat under it, so we'll just go over here with it, no big deal. But you can't let this get hot. If you let this get hot, guys, it will come all the way apart, and the butter will separate, and you will have a broken beer blanc. And that basically, guys, is almost a full stick of butter that's in here. So we're gonna strain this now, and you can see that it's very thick. And we're gonna strain this, all this chunks out. Now, you can leave that in there. If you want a very rustic sauce, you can for sure just go ahead and leave that stuff in there. Our fish and everything is done. We're gonna go ahead and put the lid down on here just for a minute, just to make sure that everything's come all the way up to temperature real quick. And we'll give it about 30 seconds or so, and then we'll go ahead and get it plated up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this off here, guys, because I know at this point that it's done. So we turn the Camp Chef off altogether. We'll get this fish right off of there. We'll get this piece right off of there. We'll take this steamed broccoli, put some of this over here on the side as well. And we'll take a little bit of this stuff and just drizzle it ever so slightly over the top of everything. We'll hit it with a little bit of chopped parsley on here just for a little bit of color over the top of the fish. There you have it. Very, very, very simple. Grilled fish with a beer blanc sauce. The beer blanc is really the magic. You could use any kind of fish you want with this, so long as it's good and fresh. This is not something you want a really gamey fish or really pungent fish for, but a beer blanc is a very classic sauce for vegetables and fish. So let's give it a quick taste and see how it is right here. Grilled cod, who knew? Salt, pepper, and beer blanc. Very, very simple, guys. So take your fresh fish, make some of this with it. I think you'll be surprised. If you would like the recipe, you can get that at fishfulthinker.com. Of course, the video of it will be at Fishful Thinker YouTube channel as well, or on social media at Fishful Thinker across all platforms. Otherwise, we hope you enjoyed today's show, both the fishing and the cooking. We hope you'll tune in, and we'll see you next week.
Time now for today's best catch, brought to you by Berkeley.
Got that one. And he just wrecked that bullet pop. That's a solid 3+ pounder for sure. And he ate the bullet pop. There's a little bluegill colored bullet pop, and he splattered that bait.
Berkeley, catch more fish.
You got it? Oh my God. I didn't realize he had it. I was looking at the other fish. I should have not missed him the first time, bro. Got him all. Oh, dude, I felt him bite it. You got it? No. Oh. Whoop. Don't do that. Okay, cut for a minute. Hang on, time out. Okay, you can cut for a couple of minutes. All right, cut. You can cut.